Good morning, children. Today we are going to study one chapter from your history book, The Making of the Global World. Before starting the chapter, we should see the exact meaning of globalization. Globalization means interconnection of whole world, or in other words, we can say that globalization is an economic system associated with the free movement of goods, technology, ideas, and people across the globe. Next topic is pre-modern world. Pre-modern world means that the world which existed before the modern world. In pre-modern world, Silk routes played a very important role in globalization. These routes joined together vast areas of Asia and Europe. Next thing, in this process of globalization, even food travels from one place to another, like noodles traveled from China to West and became spaghetti. Some common foods such as potatoes, soya, groundnuts, maize, tomatoes, chilies, sweet potatoes were brought to Europe and Asia from America. Next topic is conquest, disease, and trade. In this topic, we will see that why people moved from one place to another. Firstly, until 19th century, poverty and hunger were common in Europe, and that time China and India were among the world's richest countries. So, European moved from Europe to Asia in search of wealth. The Spanish conquered America by spreading the germs of smallpox. Now, we will see the 19th century. I mean, the period between 1815 to 1914, when the speed of globalization was very fast. During this time, the population increased and demand for food grains in Britain. The imported food into Britain was cheaper than it could be produced within the country. Industrial growth took place in Britain, which brought more income, more food, and imports. And all the things were transported by railway and ships. Thus, the spread of globalization increased manifold. Next topic is Rinderpest or the cattle plague. This plague was spread by European countries in order to kill the livestock of African and make them to do labor for them. Next topic is indentured labor migration from India. Actually, indentured labor means a bonded laborer under contract to work for an employer. In 19th century, thousands of Indian and Chinese laborers went to work in plantations, mines, and road and railway construction projects around the world. The laborers were exploited by their masters, and finally this system was abolished in 1921. Next topic is Indian entrepreneurs. Some Indian entrepreneurs like Shikarpuri Sharaf and Nattu Kottai Shettyars financed export to Central and Southeast Asia. They even financed the Europeans to Africa. The next topic is the interwar economy. We will see that what changes took place after the First World War. The First World War was the first modern industrial war. During this time, the industries were restructured to produce war-related goods. The war transformed the US from being an international debtor to an international creditor. After the war, the production reduced and unemployment increased. The next topic is rise of mass production and consumption. After the First World War, the recovery of the US was quicker. Henry Ford introduced the assembly line method to do mass production or production in large number. Mass production lowered the cost and prices of goods. Because of mass production, there was growth in housing and consumer goods. This development ultimately led to the Great Depression of 1929 and market crashed and led to the failure of banks, and the crisis affected the other countries also. Next topic, we will see India and the Great Depression. India too was affected by Great Depression. Indian exports and imports declined. Bengal jute growers suffered the most. Large scale migration took place from villages to cities. After this, the next topic is rebuilding the world economy. And before rebuilding the world economy, we should know that after First World War, US and USSR emerged as superpowers, and to ensure a stable economy, a conference was held at Bretton Woods in New Hampshire, USA. Ultimately, the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank was formed, which are together called as Bretton Woods Institutes. They started functioning in 1947. And they were based on a fixed exchange rate. National currencies were pegged to the American dollar at fixed rate. US controlled the Bretton Woods Institutes. Now, next topic is decolonization and independence. After Second World War, many countries became independent nations. Group 77 was organized by developing countries to demand a new international economic order known as NIEO. NIEO was supposed to give the developing countries real control over their natural resources, raw materials, and goods. MNC or multinational companies were established in the 1950s and 1960s and operated in several countries.